Or control objectives. We're going to start off with the night operations. Eric Schwab.
Morning. Starting down in the south, everything looks really good. We were able to get good mop up throughout the last 24 hours, and here everything's in fire suppression repair status, and we're pulling hose lays where we can to recommission that hose in other areas of the fire. Big priority for us last night was Division Juliet. We started a complex firing operation in there, got a good bite taken out of that, and it's continuing right now. It'll continue throughout the day, and hopefully that can get wrapped up. Moving north, Kilo, Lima, Nora, a good plan in there. Working on some slop overs that need to be controlled, but lines are going in and hopefully get that pre-treated. North, State Parks and the Forest Service came up with a great plan and some areas to bring lines down to the south to tie in with us. That's continuing on. Division Tango, still a lot of challenges in there last night, probably, well, several spots that were picked up in there, so that continues to be a challenge. Moving down into the triangle piece, we were able to get some additional indirect control lines put in there. Those will be getting looked at today for possible burn-in. Moving into Team 4's area, they had quite a few challenges last night. The fire stood up and made a couple runs on them in QQ and PP. End of report. Thank you.
Weather, Joe Goswald.
Good morning, everyone. Joe Gosward, incident meteorologist. We do have a bit of a change to talk about today. For the past several days, we've seen our general winds coming out of the southwest. That's going to change today. We're going to kick those winds more around to the southeast. Again, though, they're going to be fairly light. Anything in the canyons and the valleys will be terrain-driven for the most part, but you get onto those ridge tops where it's more exposed, you're going to see more of a southeast push than we have seen over the past couple of days, so that's something to keep in mind. We're still looking at fairly light winds even up there, maybe 4 to 8 miles an hour, the occasional gust of 12 to maybe 15 miles an hour in the afternoon, but be aware there is a wind difference than what you've been dealing with for the past day or two. Otherwise, smoke is going to continue to be the wild card where it thins out. I would expect temperatures to heat up, but then again, the smoke will fill back in, pretty much like it did yesterday, even if it lifts out in any particular area. Humidity is going to drop into the lower teens, temperatures getting up into the mid to upper 80s, and we're just going to see high pressure continue to build over the area through the day, so really not looking at a whole lot of precipitation chances or convection chances or anything like that today. Just going to continue to be warm, continue to be dry, terrain-driven winds in the lower elevations, and more of a southeast influence up top. And I do know people are taking weather observations out there, and if you could get those to me or the F-band, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Fire behavior, Brian Newman.
Okay, good morning. So we're going to start off today with that same smoke over the fire that we've experienced the last few days, and it's going to put a little bit of a lid or a damper on our fire activity. So that'll give you some opportunities to get in there this morning and really get an idea of what's happening. So as we get around on the western side of the fire over here in the Juliet area, with that little bit of a change of the wind of the southeast, you can start to see some challenges of the line over here in some respects. But again, these are all terrain-driven winds, and so it shouldn't make any big pushes, and the topography in there is really going to dictate where that's going to push any kind of fire activity. Coming up into the Lassen sector on this western portion, we're already seeing a little bit of activity overnight from the IR flight, but again, it's all terrain-driven, fuel-driven, and just making some progress in there. No big runs or nothing really making any big pushes at this point. Around the top end in the Tango area especially, and we were picking up those spots, and that's just an indication of how receptive the fuel bed is out there. So regardless of wind, just by the fuel conditions and the fire activity that's out there, it's spotting even shorter distances, 1,000 feet or so, but it's still just very receptive and allowing the fire to grow in that manner. So coming down onto the lower part here into the Clear Branch, with that southeast flow, it's going to push a little against the line there, but again, no big runs really projected, and with the amount of work that's gone out in there, it's looking pretty good. Most of the topography in here is really variable. There's not a big canyon or a big ridgeline that goes anywhere, so that broken topography is going to really steer your winds and therefore change and steer your fire behavior. So overall, as we get into the nighttime hours, that smoke comes back in. no big down canyon pushes or anything. With that lower humidity recovery, you can expect the fire activity to continue much the same overnight, just dampen down slightly. And then air operations for the smoke clearing out probably won't be really effective until about midday to mid-afternoon, depending on your location. All right, have a safe shift.
Safety Officer David Sargini.
Good morning, everybody. So your safety products are on page 7 and page 8 of the IEP. Utilize those as you brief your crews today. They give you some good talking points to start those conversations. A couple of the items we want to talk about today is first, heavy equipment. For our heavy equipment operators that are in the audience today, thank you for all your strong work, and your support personnel are doing a great job. Also, I want to thank you for being aware of our ground troops that are in and around you. For those folks that are working in and around that heavy equipment, a couple things to remember. One, give those folks some space. Right? They take a big footprint, they're doing a lot of great work, and the last thing they want to worry about is where you're at. Secondly, if you find yourself working below them, move out of the way. Okay? You're in a bad spot, and we need to make sure that we have that spacing and that distance so we don't get conflicted in there. Next, complacency. We're at that time of the incident where we have multiple operations going on. Mop up is happening in one section, we're building line in another. It's very difficult for folks to stay focused at this point in time with that grind. So you as leadership need to continue to maintain that focus and push that into your crews. And finally, you're in the middle of your operational briefing today. Make sure the information you're hearing today and what you're seeing in the plan gets to your lowest common denominator, your firefighter and your crew. They should know what their role is on the plan and be able to stay focused on that role. Finally, we do have 12 safety officers on the incident today to support your operations. Utilize those folks as you see fit. They're there as a resource for you. Also, we have the safety shop open both here in Susanville on Trailer Road and in Chico. And with that, come by and see us if you have any safety concerns, and have a great shift.
Operations, Mark Brunton.
Good morning. Welcome to all those that are new, and welcome back to all of you that have been out there doing battle for the past number of days and even weeks at this point in time. Just go over quickly our organizational structure for some of you folks that are new to the incident. We have, with our very large incident here, we've zoned it in 2 zones, a west and east zone. Cal Fire Incident Management Team 3 is tasked with taking care of the west zone. Within the west zone, we have 3 sectors, each staffed by an operational section chief, and under each sector, there's branches, divisions, groups, and so forth. Our 3 sectors are the Butte sector, the Lassen sector, and the Westwood sector. And within those, as I said, there are branches, groups, and so forth that encompass the fire and provides for good line supervision and efficiency and span of control. I'll go through a roll call. We roll call down to the division soup level. The first sector that is right now still out of Butte County is the Butte sector. Those people are online getting this briefing. So the sector operations section chief is Johnson, with branch 1, branch 5, and branch 7. Branch director is Purvis. Division Alpha is Kennefic. Division Bravo Charlie is Crabtree. Division Echo is McFerrin. Division Foxtrot is Porter. Division Gulf India is Wright. Moving on to the folks that are here in our Lassen sector, Bohall. Here. In branch 9, Ham. Division Kilo, Reese. Here. Kilo, your TACnet, CDF TAC 30. Lima, Perry. Here. Your TAC, CDF TAC 29. Branch 12 is Klimek, he's out there. Sapanic. And Trainee Bunch. Division November, Papa, the Almanor IA, and the contingency group are all out. This is this branch covers the Lassen National Park, and they have a spike out there. In branch 16, branch director Thornton. Here. Division Romeo, Swope. Here. Your TAC, CDF TAC 28. Tango is unstaffed at this point for supervision. That'll be a fill. Your TAC, NIFC TAC 2. Uniform, Brown. CDF TAC 31 is your TAC. Last contingency, Volmer. NIFC TAC 3 is your TAC. Moving on to the Westwood sector, Norman. Lake Branch, Ward. Division Juliet, Ryan. Your TAC, CDF TAC 28. Chester Group, Ortega. Your TAC, CDF TAC 31, Almanor Group, Holden. Your TAC, VFire 26, Canyon Group, McGovern. With trainee Morgenstern. Your TAC, CDF TAC 30. The Clear Branch, Walton. The 147 Group, Grendel. Your TAC, CDF TAC 29. Meadow Group, Zimmerman. Your TAC, VFire 25. Diamond Branch is Smallinger. The Coyote Group, Garcia. Your TAC, CDF TAC 29. Wildcat Group, Brady. Your TAC, NIFSI TAC 1. Fire suppression repair is down in Butte, that's McDaniel. Staging, Rodriguez. Okay, go through our priorities for each of those. In the Butte sector, we're pretty much in a mop-up patrol mode. That's getting wrapped up, and then, tomorrow that'll come under full, most of that sector will go back into the Butte unit. We'll be taking that over, and a small part of it will be absorbed into the rest of our incident under Team 3. Our overall priorities, overall for the entire incident, obviously life, safety is number one. Property, from our agency administrators down all the way to our IC and from our operations section. There's been a lot of loss of property, structures, and communities, and we will not continue to let the fire continue to destroy any more structures or any more property. That is going to be one of our top priorities. That will not happen, and we will not allow that to happen. We will also stop the east and west spread of the fires, our priorities. Within Westwood, Division Juliet is going to be a top priority to finish it off. Started a firing operation yesterday. It's having a lot of success. That's extremely important. That's going to close off any further spread into yet another county and into an area we do not want the fire to go. So we've had a lot of great line supervision leadership out there yesterday taking care of that, and we're going to continue that today and finish that off, close that door. We want to have some aggressive work within the lake communities. We're getting closer and closer to the point where we can turn that back over and get that into a repopulation. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting really close, and we want a lot of hard work in there, so again, we can get that back to some sense of normalcy, and we will not have any more loss of any sort of structures. And then also in the Westwood, in the Diamond Branch, we're going to do some very aggressive contingency work in there so that we can protect the communities such as Janesville, that it has a potential threat to, so we have a strong plan and strong leadership in there to take care of that. In Lassen, the Highway 44 corridor, with all the infrastructure involved there, again, top priority for us there, and our continued work within the national park that will be ongoing. That's going to be the priorities there. I want for all you folks to continue the good, hard, aggressive work that you're doing, and I want you to go out there and fight fire like champions today.
Air Operations, Matt Stanford.
Good morning. Yesterday we were able to drop over 350,000 gallons of water and 30,000 gallons of retardant between fixed wing and rotary wing aircraft. Today we have available the VLAT, lead plane, air attack, and 2 S2s for fixed wing. Helicopters, we still have over 30 helicopters flying out of 2 helibases in the west zone and 2 helibases in the east zone. If you have any medical emergencies, please follow the med plan. Have a good day.
Medical, Kyle Johnson. Correction, communication.
Good morning. Good news, no clone today, but however, if we do have a clone day, please, if I come in and get clone, that way your radio and the 205s and your IP match. Throughout the day, if you have requested to go to the east zone or east zone requested to come to the west zone, please check in and out. It's no different than back at your home unit, you go to different districts, you check out with your district to check in with the other districts, so please do that. If you do move to that other east zone, check your priority switch. Maybe if you can't contact them on command, your priority switch might be set up for the west zone still, so check that out. NIFSI's Command 2 was installed up at Pegley, which should give you better communications between, on highway, or County Road 21, excuse me. Remember, the repeaters are linked, so if you don't get that kickback, try a different channel, shop those different channels, try those different commands, and they should link and work for you. Have a safe shift.
Medical, Kevin Fortney.
Good morning. You're going to find your 206 on page 62. At the bottom half of the page, is the box 8 information, the left side is the procedure, the right side is the information that we need to get you the resources to help mitigate your issue. Currently, the CalMat team is still over here by the towards the supply hut. I'm on Trailer Row. If you have any issues, my number's at the bottom of the 206. If you have any injuries, I need you to come to my trailer and report them to me so we can get them documented on this incident. Okay? Have a safe shift.
Logistics, Milford Ferguson.
Morning, Bill Ferguson, Logistics Officer of Team 3. So today in your IEP, pages 71, 72, and 73 have all the maps you need for here in camp or ground support, which is located up the street at the other end of town, where your fuel at and whatnot. Please check your maps daily for locations, fuel in the field. I'll be moving those as necessary for operational need and have those updated. For supply, page 70 has a Calfire 101. So any equipment left online, please document where it was left and fill out that form for replacement. All your other stuff, batteries and consumables and firing tools, please put those on a 213. Anybody that uses fire tools in the next few weeks, branch or better with a signature, phone number, and name printed, so that we can document that the equipment was used properly. Also, any hose out there, we're sending out ground runners to try to find any extra hose behind the lines, back in the slower branches and divisions. If you see anything that's we're missing, pin it, get it to supply. We'll get runners out there and pick it up so we can get that to the front where it's most needed. We're having trouble in cache to get hose out there for you, so we appreciate that. Anybody from the West Zone, just one more announcement. When we had the West Wood camp, anybody that's any missing laundry, that stuff is in supply, so go by and try to find your laundry if it's missing. There could be other place it might be. Water lunches and Gatorade, you all know it's out here, the outside of the parking lot between engine parking and coming into base camp. Please don't bring any vehicles in. Keep it moving, just bring extra people, bring your supplies, and walk it back out. We're keeping that as a moving place for equipment and supplies, and I want to jam it up. Also, just follow all the directions from the 3 Cs. They're having directions from our staff on how we want the traffic flow, so please follow those directions. With that, have a good shift.
Information, Dan Olson.
Good morning. If you turn to page 65, I'd like to provide you with some statistics and information pertaining to the Dixie fire. Should you come in contact with any media or general public, please utilize these to kind of bring them up to date. In terms of acreage for the fire, we are currently at 487,764 acres. Containment is at 25%, and total personnel assigned is 5,997. Above, you'll see that we have 2 information lines, one for the general public and one for the media. Please help us in distributing those. You'll see we have social media policies that are applicable. Please make sure we're adhering to those. Photographs and videos, we included an email address there if you guys capture stuff. Again, please send those to us so we can tell the story of what you guys are doing out there and what the community's facing. In terms of the community, right now we have over 30,000 folks that are evacuated. These folks have gone through multiple fires over the course of the last couple years, and they're displaced. Limited ability to get internet and communication. I'm asking a favor from you. If you come in contact with these folks, please provide them some of that information. A handshake in 2 minutes of your time is going to go a long way for this incident. Thank you.
Liaison, Zach Hamill.
Good morning. We're looking for some of the cooperators who haven't checked in with the Liaison shop yet, so please come by and check in with us so we can get your contact information. Secondly, our cooperators briefing is going to be in the tent, or in the building next to the medical tent at 9 a.m. this morning, so that is the time change. 9 a.m. is the cooperators briefing. For those of you who are running heavy equipment, please stay off of the rail ballast. So the gravel that runs along the railway, please stay off it. We've had some issues. We have about 5 miles of damage on the railway, so please stay off that. And then lastly, federal resources. You have peer support at the Mallory camp. So just down the road, Mallory camp, you have peer support. Thank you.
Finance, Roger Rains.
Good morning. Your finance message starts on page 66. So I have 2 jobs for our line supervision, staging area managers, and so forth. Number one, this is a cost share fire. You need to report at the end of your shift to the cost share team every day. So if you are checking in still to the Silver Dollar Fairgrounds, there's a phone number here on the finance message that you can download that information through over the phone. If you're reporting here to Susanville, they're in that very first fifth wheel right there. You need to check in at the end of your shifts to download your division and branch and stationary information with them. And if you're checking in with the East Zone, there's also a phone number here to do cost share reporting with the East Zone. For our time unit's right here in this first great big trailer with the blue stripe on it. Calfire personnel, hired equipment vendors, and federal cooperators, you can check in there. If you're a federal cooperator, equipment, or personnel time, we have a system set up for you to drop off your documents there, and we'll get them over to Team 4 to help process those. Again, for our line supervisors, at the end of your shift, we need you to drop off your shift tickets over there. If you need shift ticket books, for our line supervision, this gentleman with the red hat with his hand up has shift ticket books, and he can help you out there. For our local government cooperators, OES trailer is right over here with the red and yellow stripes on it. You can check in there and get your F-42s done with our OES agency rep. One thing I need you guys to start looking for is any suppression damage. So if we have any suppression damage out there, if you have any vehicle damage or anything like that, there's a QR code on page 2 of your finance message. You can snap that QR code. It's right down here at the bottom. It will take you to a form. You can report your damage report there. It'll go straight to comp claims, and they'll contact you. We'll need your phone numbers. Likewise, there's a water source worksheet in here too. We need to know where you're pulling water from. So if your water tender engine and so forth, you can use the QR code, or you can use the form and then drop the form in comp claims at the end of your day. There's shift ticket examples in here. Other than that, if you have any questions, finance section chiefs in the second fifth wheel right there, and our time unit's right there again. Have a great day.
Last and Modoc Unit Chief Scott Packwood.
Good morning, Scott Packwood, Agency Administrator for Calfire. Hey, we're in day 28 of this Dixie incident, and I appreciate all you guys coming and staying engaged this far into it, staying motivated and getting the work done. Many of you guys were up here probably even before that. We had the Beckworth complex that lasted a couple weeks before even this started. So in reality, we're 6 weeks into a fire on the Plumas. And like information said, 30,000 people evacuated. It's been their entire summer for the entire county. Almost every community in that county has been impacted. So just be conscientious of that. Take the time, like they said, spend a minute, talk to them, help them out. If you find yourself sitting there waiting for an assignment, there's always something that you can do. So take that time that you find yourself waiting to do your assignment and help somebody, help something, do something productive. Thank you.
Okay, a few reminders. Unassigned resources will be over here. Division breakouts are up past the orange flagging. As far as meetings, reminder, the cooperative meeting will be 0900. The planning meeting will be at 1700 hours in camp over in the second Brown building. Your next operational briefing will be here tomorrow at 0700. Closing comments, Unified ICs, Billy C. and Jay Lusser.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce Jerry Perez, who's coming in as the agency administrator for the Liaison. On behalf of all the federal agencies, we want to thank all of you for being here, helping us out. We want to align with the strategic priorities that are in your IAP. And overall, we're here to protect the communities and the citizens of Northern California and protect these special places that have been in their lives for a long time, and they want to go back to and get that normalcy, and they want to go back to these places and have enjoyable time. So thank you for all your efforts to align to put this fire in a place where it's not going to continue to grow.
Hey, good morning. I want to leave 2 parting thoughts with you before you go out there and go to work for today. One, stay engaged. The engagement you do today and the focus at the mission at hand is going to be key to the success of this incident. Number 2, all of you represent the emergency service response here on the Western United States. Be the ambassadors out there. Take care of the public. Let's start developing the normalcy, get people back at home, and get this incident put to bed. Thank you.
And that concludes your operational briefing.